Good afternoon, everybody. Preston Vogl here with today's Micros Market Recap. It is almost 4:30 p.m., well after the New York close on a Thursday, January 18th. Let's get right into it, starting with micro oil. So oil pretty much opening at that range high from the day prior. They fought it initially, and then they just started that climb, slow, methodical climb, and then just kept going until they hit this 73.91 mark, and they just couldn't break through anymore. It was just again, this whole week has been, past 2 weeks more or less, has been a little bit grindy. Granted, we are seeing a lot more participation come in, and oil is in itself rolling over. Its settlement is on Monday. So we do have split volume and participation code. So it's kind of expected to have this consolidate a little bit, but did retrace and give some opportunities to go with that move throughout the day at these edges here that are provided to our students each evening before the next day's market open. And then gold, if you recall, gold opened away from that close yesterday. Never quite got to it. Today we opened in balance. We didn't go to that close. We actually dipped down with that news, and then they just had a grinding move up. You can just see the time frame on here. It's 11 o'clock, 8:20 to 11 o'clock. A very grinding move. Had one entry for a potential short that worked out for our students if they went after them. But other than that, they just blew through, and they're still climbing right now. So we are finishing net positive in oil and net positive in gold. As far as our equities, those are also going to be closing net positive. So if we take a look at the ES here, we opened gap up. Let me scroll that back. Above that prior high, they fought this edge, fought it, and they kept pushing down that prior high on the 17th right there. Which was yesterday. Just labeling is confusing, but this is that prior high. They kept trying to get to it. They never quite got to it until later on in the day. But you can just see the back and forth, the ping-ponging at these levels, holding these edges. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of bleed through, but that was to be said from the initial opening. They were really setting that resistance right there from the volatility, and that's the major factor that we were looking at for the rest of the day. So this edge got compromised, while this one held more so than the other one. But we saw them finally get closer, got into balance. Never really quite getting all the way to the close. They got close within a few ticks or points, but then they just started that climb again, had that round trip, buyers taking charge, and that's what we finished the day off as, just with the buying sentiment on the end of the day. And then we did see, before we closed out in New York, that one last inverse short developed that students could have gone after, just a little bit riskier with that volatility picking up as that market was being used to close out of positions. And then the NASDAQ, very similar story, opening gap up, with the exception that it never actually made it to its range, let alone its close. Well, that should be said. If it can't make it to its range from yesterday, it's definitely not making it to its close. But we had a bunch of buying pressure that just kept fighting this edge. Very grinding moves in the NASDAQ. They were really a lot slower and methodical, but they were just taking a lot more to turn them around than usual. Lots of participation in this area as a whole, where we had these both the prior high from the 12th and 11th and the prior high from 2 days ago, I think, the 16th. But ultimately, they did get ahead and get above it, only to come right back down and try to get to that range high, or at least trying to get to the close for the day, but then having a massive reversal off that level. Again, these levels are drawn the night before from a few days ago. And just driving it up and then having a reversal short there and another one there. So if you're patient enough and you're looking for them, you had 3 stellar moves before the market closed, around 1, and then 230, and then 250-ish if you're looking for that. But we are finishing net positive in those markets as well. If you're interested in learning more information about the methodology that we teach that goes along with these levels that we give out the night before the next market's pit session open, feel free to reach out to us. We are Target Trading Academy. You can find us on Facebook or go to our website at targettrading.co. Get in touch with us there or on Facebook, like I just said, and we'll gladly show you what we do in our rooms each and every day, and you'll be able to see for yourself why we are the #1 trading education company in the world. We look forward to seeing you there.